So just like Pastor and Brandon, like I know the 1900s were different, and when I was growing up in the I was talking about Pastor's age in the 1900s and the
I was
2000s.
like, you were 1900.
The first image presented to me, of course, was white. Went to Zion Lutheran all white school. I didn't think much of it. I'm not gonna lie. I think the first time, and this is funny, I actually like thought about, man, people actually think Jesus is white, was when I saw 21 Jump Street, and they were in that church, and they're like, oh, look, they have Korean Jesus up there. And I'm like, Korean Jesus? I'm like, wait, they said Korean Jesus, like if they were talking about that Jesus was white when they should know he's you know what I mean? Like Jesus is Korean or white, like he's Jewish, he's from the Middle East. So the first image, I didn't think too much of it, and I didn't think about like how much like Jesus was white and everything until I got older, and until I started seeing it more and started thinking about it, actually thinking like, you know what, nobody in those pictures is brown. Nobody's depicted correctly. Like everywhere I look, every artist is like painting him white. And so I didn't think about it too much, and it really didn't impact me growing up or like my beliefs until I got older. So I still don't like, I don't question my faith or anything like that. I just feel like, reading this book was amazing so far, and that everybody needs to take a step back and look at these images that are presented to us. And like Brandon said, everybody was just grandfathered in that we're just now discussing this topic and getting clarity and getting historical facts, and getting everything corrected now. So that was my answer. Go ahead, babe.
For me, just like how everybody said, it didn't really impacted me. Me growing up, I didn't have, what is it called, Superbook, or all the cartoons where all the characters were blonde or white. I didn't see any of that. For me, it was my mom teaching us what she was teaching us, like our prayers and rosaries and all this stuff. I never really saw. I did see the image. The first image was the same one. He's white. I'm not gonna lie, it creeped me out. I didn't like it. It just didn't. The picture didn't sit well with me. As I was a kid, I didn't like the picture. It was just weird to me. It looked fake. It just by watching the movies, I do remember though. It was interesting for me to see. One thing that I thought was like, how are all these people so pale and they're in an area where you would be, tanned or something, but it didn't affect me in any type of way until obviously now as an adult, where I geared towards, I switched my faith from Catholicism to where I am now. And it put everything in perspective. It made me think, reading and studying. That's why they always say it's so important for you to study the word yourself and to know it and to learn it. Because there is so much out there like this, the whitewashing of Christianity, where it's like we're so blinded to certain things that are literally like there in our hand in the Bible, that's literally telling you where all these people are from. And we're just allowing what has been taught and been shown to proceed and let it make us think that that's how it's supposed to be when it's not. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's important for us to take it into our own hands and to start learning it correctly and to share that with others, and also especially with our children, so that they also can continue it too, and for them to see how diverse Jesus was and how the Bible is with so many different ethnicities and is not just one, and which is a beautiful thing in itself as well.
Thank you for those answers.
Like everybody else said, it's the first image that we were presented with. But it has bothered me for a long time, especially since I love history. So like geographically, like where it's all set, it's never really made sense for me. So like Daisy said, it doesn't sit well. The picture never really sat well with me. And, moving forward and having children, and everything is just white, 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 white. And then, all the way down to, white Jesus. And then they see, this world. So I think that's really the point of like digging in for me.